like baby food for him. I was saying, I'm like, this baby food for you. You've driven literally everything.
Yeah, let's see what this is.
All right, Roy, which one are you driving?
You know what? Normally I would say I'll take the most expensive car, but I don't have really any SVJ experience, so I'll start off with the SVJ.
All right, done. Well,
Let me film this. Grab the box from the car.
This is the GT without race mode on. Well, actually, when we start driving it after, we'll throw it in race mode. Actually, I should. Let's do this right now. Let's put it in race mode, track mode. Show everyone how it looks in that mode. So you just literally go from here, go into track mode. You get the notification there. So I have been driving this car for, compared to most GTs, I bought it at about 750 kilometers when I got it. We're at 27, 22. Every opportunity I do get to drive it, 100% do drive it. And let's see now. All right, this is with track mode on. What do you think, Roy? Track or sport mode?
Are you going to be okay to not scrape on track?
No, I'm going to drive in sport on the way.
Yeah. I would not drive that thing on track.
No, just go. All right, so we're going to go for a little drive. For anyone that doesn't know Roy, again, Roy has his own YouTube channel. And he's actually been a good close friend of mine, so close friend of mine for the last almost decade. He is younger. Roy originally came around when he was actually when he was 15. He started working for us. He's 26 now, so I've known him again over a decade, and one of the most down to earth, most amazing people. What do you guys think, GT or SVJ? I actually am, again, huge SVJ fan. Definitely my pick between the two is SVJ. And Roy's never driven the SVJ, so he picked it. Otherwise, I would have jumped in and driven the SVJ myself. GT, again, is a great car, but in my opinion, maybe a bit too much for the road sometimes. Sounds insane, though. That is windows up. When you open the windows a bit. The GT is actually a crazy driving experience, maybe a little bit overkill for the road, but insane driving experience. Of course, you'll get the most out of this car on the track. So one thing with the GT is the doors, they open up very wide. So yeah, we left enough room. Roy already knew. Left a bunch of room. Otherwise, this thing is a mission. What do you think, Roy?
So, Senna feels like a hypercar. Feels like a race car, like purpose built. Like it works so well. SVJ is kind of, I want to say, the roughest supercar, but like roughest in a good way, where it's like you get excitement, like the V12 noise, the really aggressive gear shifts. It definitely isn't as easy to drive fast as like a Senna, even though that car is a little dangerous. But I think that car, like, it is an excitement. You don't feel like there's no normal car that drives like that. There's no normal car that sounds like that. No normal car that shifts like that. You automatically know you're in like this crazy machine that is not intended to be for real world.
What do you think about GT? Because remember, you were one of the guys that gave me the input on the GT.
Yeah, so before you bought it, I remember telling you that, and I got to redrive it. I haven't driven one in like 3 years, but this car I felt like gave you a LaFerrari level driving experience in a way where everything is so good, you know, great gearbox, great suspension, great everything, but also you hear like all the turbo noise, you hear everything around you, that you kind of get the rawness of the SVJ as well as the performance of the Senna, I want to say. I think this car is like the best of both worlds. I think the name Ford might kind of take it down a little bit, but also GT brings it up. But this is a hypercar. This is not a supercar. I think the three cars that would be competing are actually the SVJ, the Ford GT, and the Senna. I think that's the perfect way to put it. I think the Senna is so much on the kind of race car side of it, not so much on the sound and the excitement. This, you kind of get the middle ground where it's probably not as fast as the Senna, but you get the excitement and the rawness of the SVJ. And the SVJ is just like this crazy, obnoxious car that like is insane.
Yeah, this so you would say, well, actually, you're gonna drive the GT again.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, first we're gonna move up A&W quickly, right? Roy is a big A&W fan. Grab A&W, and then after that, I guess Roy, you want to take the GT?
Yeah, I'll take the GT after.
He really just meets people like you, like that. Actually, you've probably seen a lot of people like me, you know.
You're good, man.
Kids like my age probably come up to you and say, bro.
Do you checked out the GT too?
Yeah, I checked. I didn't check the inside.
Go hop in if you want.
Of course. Bet. What's crazy? That's sick, bro.
How, you know, these cars kind of got to be, how Amin got his cars. You know, it's a pretty interesting story, and it's kind of like something that I almost defined my life by, because I was kind of there for all of it, and a lot of it affected me directly.
Wait, did you open the back?
What do you think, GT or SVJ?
Yo, I don't know. I like the S. I like this one, bro. This one's
SVJ?
crazy.
Me too.
Yeah. This one's crazy, bro. Does it shoot flames or some shit, bro?
They do stock even, they do as well.
They shoot flames.
Yeah.
No way.
Okay, now we will switch and hop into... Now we switched and hopped into the SVJ. All right. All right, and I personally like driving the SVJ better. We are at fire extinguisher, comfort seats. This is actually factory matte black. 746. Same thing. Been driving this thing, enjoying it. Bought it at, I believe, 600 kilometers, if I'm not wrong, around that range. But yeah, always wanted a roadster, but this coupe factory matte black was something that really caught my eye, and that's why we ended up getting it. So the SVJ, you definitely do feel a lot more rawness. This is stock, completely stock car, but crazy driving experience. Did want to put an exhaust and everything, but I really was looking at. So actually, always wanted a roadster, but I ended up getting the coupe. So the only reason I actually haven't modded this car is I actually wanted to either try to find a roadster first, a good spec, and I would switch this into the roadster, and then SVJ is a car that I want to keep always for life. So if I get the right spec, you know, I'll get that car. I'll do everything, the exhaust tune. Lower it, rims, do pretty much the whole deal. The only thing I really want to make sure I do is I will only buy a replacement roadster if it has comfort seats. I will not go for the racing seats. I used to have a yellow SVJ coupe as well before, and it had the racing seats, and that was the reason actually I switched that car into this one for the comfort seats. Massive difference. But yeah, otherwise the car, regardless, you know, the crazy rawness, everything, and they're just complete animals, like crazy cars. One thing I did also think about was, if I do keep this car, should I change the color? Should I wrap the car in red? I don't know if that's something you know, you would say I should or not, or do you guys like matte black? you know, I've always had, the only actually car I had that was not black was the GT2 RS. It was silver with the red interior, which I was actually planning on switching eventually. I had it for 3.5 years. I ended up selling it. I had, you know, I loved the car, but I did have it for a while, and I got a good offer on that car, and which was the reason why I sold it. Eventually, I want to add the new version 3RS. Just with the whole wide body, they look a lot more aggressive than the 2RSs as well. Obviously, completely different cars, but I love the look. I love the look of the new 3RS. And then yeah. Roy's helping me get this thing in. Roy, like probably like 4 inches, like 2 more. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. You might have to put the park brake up. Actually, probably. Let's check. Oh, sorry, my bad. Let's see if the garage will loose. Alright, let's see if the garage will loose. Nope. This is literally how we get the car in. This is how big it is. I guess it's very hard to see unless you see it in person how big the car is. But now it'll close. And let's see now. And we are clear. Cleared.
Way too close. Right, hang me up. Hey, hold me up. Oh, fuck.
Let me open it. Come back like a foot. Maybe a little more. Pretty much, yeah, that was my second vlog at behind the scenes of someone who actually does YouTube videos, right? So this is our, I guess, yeah, mine's is done. And hopefully it didn't bore you guys again. Roy, what's your thing again?
Drive with Roy.
Drive with Roy, yeah. So the rest of whatever goes on here is going to be on Roy's. Just came to show Roy the R35 quickly as well. This thing is a little bit over 2,000 horsepower. It's around 21, maybe 2,200. I'm not sure exactly, but wheel horsepower, full parachute setup as well. My brother knows more about this thing, but yeah, this thing is insane too. Open the door. You've never seen this thing in person, right?
I don't think I have. I keep seeing it in all the Instagram stories. Should I put
It's
this
on
up?
parachute. Yeah, if you put it up. There you go. And then you see the parachute in the back. My brother's a little more crazy with all the speed and performance stuff. Has a. That's the latch on the parachute.